Hey guys, Isaac and Cassie here, coming back for our unfiltered channel, and we are traveling in the car heading up to visit my dad today, and just thought we'd flip the recorder on and get going. What we're going to talk about is just basically applying the word, like putting it on. So sometimes God is speaking to us about a specific thing, and then we go and share it, and then we get the opportunity to actually apply it. In our training for our self-defense, this was actually something that we did over and over again. It's kind of what it makes me think of, is that we would learn techniques, but then we had to know how to apply those techniques under different types of situations. And so, and you can never just plan these things out. They're going to happen, and we would have different scenarios, or we'd get put in a circle, and different attackers would be pointed to come to us, and so all that stuff that you learned, you had to know how to apply. So Isaac is going to take it from here because he's the lucky guy that got to apply it. Go for it, babe.
Anyway, there was a scenario that happened over the week after we got through reading the part of the Bible was talking about forgiveness, and of course, God says, "Oh, since you're going to talk about it, let's go ahead and give you a scenario in life where you have to be put in that scenario, and you have to apply my word that you're reading and saying that you live, try to live by it to the best of your capability,
and understand it,
and understand it,
and share it with others."
Exactly. So now I'm sharing the story with you. I'm gonna share it the best way I can without giving detail by detail and the names and all that good stuff. But we are driving, so we're doing a little different today. We're in the car, as you can tell. We just want to get something out there. So anyway, went to go visit some people, and we're having a good time and talking, and then it was like an hour goes by or whatever, an hour or two, and
I don't even think it was that long. But anyways.
Hold on a second. And all of a sudden, randomly, they just started talking about things in my life that are about ready to happen. And, it's fun to talk about it, but it's like they were kind of shooting darts at me as they were talking about it, which was causing offense, which has caused me to boil a little bit, and then we got kind of heated, and then another conversation happened on top of that conversation, and then that went south, and there was just
a lot of bickering,
a lot of strong conversation going back and forth. And but towards when it was all said and done, my wife and I were driving home, and we got home, and I just got to thinking, I'm like, man, I think you said on the way home, didn't you?
I don't know what I said.
About the word, applying the word forgiveness and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to thinking about that, and I got home, and it was probably about time for me to close time for me to go to bed. It's probably about 7 o'clock.
Don't let the sun go down on your wrath.
Exactly, and that's how I felt. I'm like, oh man. So then I text everyone, and just kind of told them, I love them, and have a good night, have a blessed night, whatever. And it was like, life is too short to
hang on to stuff.
Hang on to anger, bitterness, and all that stuff, especially when the Lord tells us directly, just if you have a problem with your brother, take it to him, deal with it.
Yeah.
And it's not like pouring your guts out, but it's like, deal with the problem. Make things okay with your brother and sister.
Yeah. And the great part about forgiveness is just let go. We don't have to hang on to things so tight.
Right, exactly. Because at the end of the day, we're all fine, we're all good, but in the heat of the moment, it's not.
Yeah.
And then you can let that heat of the moment carry on. And then, before you know it, you haven't talked to that person for a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not, just forgive and move on and drop the baggage and have fun with life. So, because that's what That's what weighs you down, is that bitterness of your heart and the hatred of your heart you have towards yourself or you have towards someone else. Makes your life hard to live.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's why God's like,
It can be very consuming.
yeah, I'll give you the weight that you can carry. I'll take the rest. But if you go and you pick up stuff along the way, that's not yours to pick up, it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, just forgive, love.
Sounds so simple.
Yeah, it does sound simple, but it actually is.
It can be.
You can't let your flesh take charge of you. You have to literally, that's why it's important having scripture in your heart.
Yeah.
You know, because in those things pop up, in those moments, you're like, oh, I can't be that person because it's not the teaching of Christ. And that's like the whole goal of walking on earth, is to be the best Christ we can be, right?
Yeah.
So, love.
Being his flesh and bone in this earth, yes.
Yes, that's what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's really my story. I just want to say, just forgive and move on and enjoy your life.
As much as possible, like the scripture says, have peace with all men as much as possible.
Yeah, you gotta love your neighbor.
Yeah.
So, whoever it is. All right, short story. God bless. Have a great rest of your day.
Late.